English Each Day presents Love in the Isles. In the bustling heart of the small town of Meadowbridge stood a quirky little grocery store called Fresh Mart. It wasn't fancy, but it had everything the townspeople needed, from fresh produce to conversations over the checkout counter. It was here, among shelves of canned beans and pyramids of oranges, that our story begins. Emma, a 29-year-old teacher, was a regular at Fresh Mart. She loved the store's charm, its creaky floors, and how everyone seemed to know each other. Emma was kind, funny, and fiercely independent, but her friends teased her for being married to her job. While she dreamed of romance, her life was too full of grading papers and attending PTA meetings to even think about dating. One Friday evening, after a particularly long week, Emma decided to stop by Fresh Mart. She grabbed a cart and wandered through the aisles, her mind on autopilot. That's when she bumped into someone, literally. "Oh, sorry," she said, looking up to see a tall, slightly awkward man holding a jar of pasta sauce. "No, it's my fault," he said, laughing nervously. "I shouldn't have been reading the labels so intently. You'd think I was studying for a pasta exam." Emma chuckled. "Well, it's important to choose wisely. Pasta sauce can make or break a dinner." The man smiled. "I'll keep that in mind. I'm Noah, by the way. New in town." Emma introduced herself, and they chatted briefly before going their separate ways. But as Emma walked through the store, she found herself glancing toward Noah. He was clearly struggling to navigate the aisles, checking a crumpled shopping list every few seconds. Unable to resist, Emma approached him again. "Need help finding something?" Noah grinned sheepishly. "Is it that obvious? I'm trying to impress my neighbors with a homemade dinner, but I'm not exactly a kitchen wizard." Emma offered to help, and together they collected ingredients for a simple spaghetti dinner. As they walked, they laughed about the quirks of small-town life and shared stories about their lives. By the time they reached the checkout, Emma realized she hadn't smiled this much in weeks. Over the next few weeks, Emma kept running into Noah, at the coffee shop, the park, and, of course, Fresh Mart. Each time, they'd exchange jokes or share a quick conversation. Their encounters felt like something out of a romantic comedy, and Emma couldn't help but wonder if fate was nudging her toward something. One particularly rainy afternoon, Emma spotted Noah struggling to juggle an umbrella, a bag of groceries, and his phone. Without thinking, she dashed over to help. "Let me guess," she said, holding the umbrella steady, "you were trying to check your spaghetti recipe again?" Noah laughed. "Actually, I was trying to figure out how to make risotto. Turns out, it's more complicated than spaghetti." Emma shook her head, smiling. "You're hopeless. But I'll help, on one condition. You let me taste it when it's done." A few days later, Noah invited Emma to dinner at his place. "I promise not to burn anything," he joked. Emma hesitated. She wasn't sure if she was ready to open her heart. But something about Noah's sincerity made her say yes. That evening, she arrived to find his tiny apartment filled with the comforting aroma of garlic and tomatoes. The table was set with mismatched plates, and a small bouquet of daisies sat in a jar. "This is lovely," Emma said, touched by his effort. As they ate, they talked about their dreams, fears, and favorite childhood memories. Emma learned that Noah had moved to Meadowbridge to start fresh after leaving a demanding job in the city. "I wanted a simpler life," he said. "And now I think I've found it." By the end of the night, Emma felt something she hadn't in years: hope. Their budding romance wasn't just about dinners and coincidences. Emma discovered that Noah had a hidden talent for painting. His small apartment had a corner filled with canvases, each depicting vibrant scenes of Meadowbridge, the park, the town square, even Fresh Mart. "These are amazing," Emma said one evening, admiring his work. Noah shrugged. "It's just a hobby. Something to clear my mind." Emma smiled. "You're more talented than you give yourself credit for." Inspired by Emma's encouragement, Noah decided to display his paintings at a local art fair. The event was a huge success, drawing admiration from the townspeople and even selling a few pieces. But as their connection deepened, challenges arose. Emma was deeply rooted in Meadowbridge, with her job and her close-knit community. Noah, while charmed by the town, sometimes felt restless. He missed the energy of the city and wondered if he had made the right decision in moving. One evening, during a walk in the park, Noah confessed his feelings. "Sometimes I feel like I'm not sure where I belong," he said. "I love it here, but I also miss the life I left behind." Emma's heart sank. "So, what does that mean for us?" "I don't know," Noah admitted. "But I don't want to hurt you." Days turned into weeks, and their once frequent encounters became rare. Emma threw herself into work, while Noah spent more time painting and reflecting on his choices. One afternoon, Emma visited the art fair and saw one of Noah's new paintings. It was of Freshmart, an aisle filled with shelves of pasta sauce. In the corner, two figures stood, one holding a jar of sauce. Moved by the memory, Emma decided to reach out. Emma invited Noah to a community event at her school, where she was organizing a talent show for the students. Noah hesitated but agreed to come. At the event, Emma introduced him to the kids and their families. Seeing her passion and how much she meant to the community, Noah realized how special Emma was. After the show, he pulled her aside. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," he said. "I may miss the city, but I'd miss you more. Meadowbridge is home because you're here." From that day on, Emma and Noah worked to build a life together. They hosted art classes for the community, continued their grocery store adventures, and even adopted a stray dog named Basil after Noah's favorite herb. Their love story wasn't perfect, but it was real, filled with laughter, compromise, and the occasional burnt dinner. And as they stood in Freshmart one evening, picking out pasta sauce for old time's sake, Emma realized something. Sometimes, love finds you when you least expect it, right in the middle of an ordinary day. Love, like language, is a journey, full of surprises, challenges, and beautiful moments. If this story warmed your heart, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more romantic, funny, and inspiring tales. Practice your English while diving into stories that remind us all of what truly matters. See you in the next story. The end.